Good morning. My name is Bill Meyers, and I'm here in Los Angeles in my home studio. In Montreal, I don't want to rub it in, but it's in the high 80s right now in Los Angeles. I hope you're enjoying decent weather. I am trying to give you information necessary for the video demo. I've been living in Los Angeles for close to 30 years now. I'm originally from Chicago, 58 years old, and I believe I bring a serious wealth of experience to the qualifications that you need on the job. A little about my background. One of the interesting things I found years ago, I was a gymnast when I was a child. My father was a marvelous athlete, pushed me every area that he thought I had ability. Had me actually take some dance lessons, saw that I was rhythmically pretty strong, and as a tap dancer for a little bit, and then later actually I had it for stretching purposes because I was on the gymnastics team, took some ballet, and couldn't figure out why I was doing this. And he said, "Don't worry, son, you'll use this later in life." And he was correct. I've used it a lot of different ways. I learned first on organ. It was at our house, and decided that I wanted to learn some Emerson, Lake and Palmer licks, and fortunately there was a teacher in the neighborhood who taught me an extensive Bach library, and learning classical organs a fascinating prospect because the use of the keys and the independence, thinking linear, and again using the rhythmic aspect on the pedals helped me. That led me to DePaul University, and later I studied at UCLA, both performance major and composition. UCLA I studied on orchestration and conducting and composition. My first touring experience, and I've toured for more than 10 years with various top artists, was with Gino Vanelli from Canada. So I have many fond memories of Montreal. Most tours ended up there. Sometimes would start there also. It led to other major acts. In the meantime, I was also working very hard on writing and producing material, and some of that material got to Maurice White from Earth, Wind & Fire at a time when the group was at their zenith, and I fortunately started having some songs placed by him. I'm a bit of a chameleon. I was raised on classical music, but discovered jazz, became pretty involved with that during my high school years and early years out, and but then my touring caused me to get more into not only urban music but some rock and roll and pop styles. I have had a very fortunate career because it's morphed a number of times. As an artist, I've done 3 of my own albums. One of them was a vocal record. I received Grammy nomination for an album called Images that I did that was actually done direct to 2-track, and the first half of the record was done direct to disc. So it was extensive sequencing, but was with a large orchestra, and we were playing to click, of course. I've toured with a number of acts. Some of them I MD'd, worked as an MD with Lou Rawls, worked a tour with Ricky Lee Jones, but I've also toured with Boss Gags and Toto, who were touring with Boss, worked with Madonna, and even then for the Virgin Tour and Live Aid, we were using emulators at the time and having to key, in addition to my singing backgrounds, additional background parts, rhythmically and within the sequence of the show. So I'm very comfortable with all that. I landed after becoming I've written about 40 songs for other artists, and then of course my own albums. I then really started getting more of a reputation as an arranger in Los Angeles, and it's been wonderful because again I do a number of different styles. It's led me a number of places. I have about 40 plus top 10 singles and 10 or 11 number 1 singles. I did Papa Don't Preach, strings for Madonna. I did the horns to Let's Groove on Earth, Wind & Fire. Destiny's Child, Emotion, a number of different people. Brian McKnight back at one. And my experience as a producer, working sometimes in context with either Maurice or more recently Brian McKnight, has allowed me to obviously interface with a number of musicians and work with contractors. I think the experience of an arranger is exactly what is needed probably in the Cirque Du Soleil experience, where someone that's a strong leader with the musicians and can be comfortable with them, but at the same time have the ability to take and process the information that's given from the higher source. And in records, it's the producer, the artist, or the A&R people, and have it all make sense, and work seamlessly. In 2006, I worked on a Broadway play called Hot Feet. The director was Maurice Hines, Gregory Hines' brother, and it featured music from Earth, Wind, and Fire, but there were 12 original songs that I wrote with Maurice, and I orchestrated this show, and they brought me in to work with the band. There were some enhancements. We enhanced background vocals and string parts. So the band had to play with click, and I was frequently in New York working with them. So I've had experience working, with ensembles, both with my own music and with other people, both live and in the studio. I've scored about 5-6 movies and 10 television shows, and I came from Chicago, which is a big jingle town. So again, more experience working with various ensembles. I feel like this is a great opportunity for me if realized, because it will allow me to use all my talents. I not only score, but I orchestrate for other composers, and I know that in this case, Danny Elfman, who is one of the very best, has done music for your show. So I have the ability to interpret that and help on that end. My demo is going to show you. I have a couple of large orchestral pieces composed, orchestrated, and conducted, and overdubbed piano, and I think that I'll be an asset, as far as that's concerned. Just checking quickly here to see if there's anything. I do a lot of my film scoring and record production in here, and I have Pro Tools and all the latest sequencing equipment. So whatever I don't have, I'd be willing to learn, pronto, and I think that won't be a problem at all. I've mentioned that because of the musicians and contractors, there's a large network of folks that I can work through. And I guess all it remains is to, again, say this is wonderful. I've been a huge fan of Cirque Du Soleil and their commitment to excellence, and would love nothing better than to be a part of something that's about to happen here in Los Angeles. Thank you. Hi, we're in my living room, and I am going to perform for you an original composition called Pastorale. It has some different time signatures, and originally this was cut with an orchestra, so I'm trying to cover the parts, but there might be a melody missing in a spot or two, but I think you'll get the whole point of it.